We have Mr. Stratton here. Can we get? Is our spotlight big enough for the manager of Craig Stratton?
What's up, Bobby? How's it going? What's up, man? How's it going?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
So, Craig, you represent a very unique group for the people dialing in tonight. You got guys like me who come from medical education and direct sales, and Chris with his background and Dan with his background. Then you got Craig Stratton, who also represents the upper echelon of the solar industry. He's been doing this for a minute. Craig, if you could share with everybody a little your background and with all your success and having a solar company and living a life that most people already dream of, already having the toys and the dream house and family and all that kind of stuff. A little bit about your background and why power.
Well, gosh, my 20 years in this industry has a long story behind it. Here's the summary. Created a company and I sold it. And then I took a little retirement for a couple of years. My wife said I was getting weird, so I had to go back to work. And actually, Bobby recruited me to the industry. I was knocking with a team out in Minneapolis, freezing my butt off. But I just had my biggest sales week. I sold 19 that week and 6 in the day. And that was my record as of date. And I was in my 30s. And I came back and I had pneumonia. I was sick as a dog. And I remember thinking, I can't do this anymore. I need to do solar for adults, grown-ups. and I remember Bobby said, why are you still knocking? You don't have to knock. I said, I really believe that you need to lead from the front. I think it's really important. I think everything is much better if you do that. He said, well, you can do that in virtual sales. I was like, that's not real. It's like, just give it a shot, give it a try. Let me introduce you to Lenny and do the program and just check it out. Sure enough. I call it just drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid, give in for a little while, and then you start to see the fruits of your labor start to stack up. You start to realize, hey, this is actually from needing that control from knocking on doors, and interacting with people to being able to communicate over Zoom and Facebook. It was amazing. In fact, I found that more people were much more receptive to me over Zoom and than knocking, because I think that's been hit really hard. And so I thought, well, let me lean into this. It's new. It's new for me. It's a good challenge. And then I also noticed that, there was some room for growth and power. Most importantly, I wanted to join a company and back my company into that one that I could believe in ethically, morally, in every way, shape, and form. And if you have been in this industry long enough, you know that we stick out in all the best ways because we stand on the shoulders of great men and women who are exceptional human beings. And I personally, that's why I bought it. Bobby, Charles, JB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all 8 of them, and just all these really good people that were good human beings, good people you could follow, good family members, and virtual sales has been fantastic. I've leaned into it, and I have not by any means done it alone. I have the best team on the planet. We have started over, recruited from scratch, and I've loved it. We've got Ashley, Cole, Jeff, we got Chris, the list goes on and on. Jeff looks like he's heading out to knock right now, actually. And we've got Crystal. I see Crystal there. We've got the best group, and they're hungry and they're new. Jeff's not new. He's about 103 years old in knocking years, but.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So we talked about shedders, people coming on the platform with no soul experience, people like me, people like Ashley, people like all these amazing people on the platform. And that joke about the JVs, we just happen to have a lot of people with those JVs in our company. Those of you who don't know. So, how is it, Craig, why do you think we're attracting the Charles Thompsons of the world, the leading, money makers in the world in the solar industry, the Bernassos of the world, the Strattons of the world, the Ringos of the world, why are we getting all these amazing solar professionals, the upper echelon, as well as the newbies and the folks that want to set points? What do you think the draw is?
I've been through 3 industries where I've successfully participated and sold a company. One was security, one was in finance, and then now solar. And I will tell you, they all began the same. where they were generally unregulated. People could go sell and do whatever they wanted, and there was a ton of them, and it was a cash grab, and it was pretty easy to do, and everybody's in their 20s. And then things start to get a little bit more serious. That generation got older. I'm of that generation, and either they moved up or they moved out. And power is attracting the grown-ups who want to participate in the grown-up version of solar. The more advanced educational type of sales for the more advanced people who anybody can learn from this by getting certified through the Power platform, by plugging in. You can start as a setter. You immediately start making money. Only Power will try as hard as they do to include everybody. I've never seen it. It is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. They want everybody to genuinely succeed. And I mean, I'll never forget certain light bulb moments. One where you recruited me. Another one was where JB1, he said, I really hope that Fast Pay and 4.0 changes lives. Because I asked him, I said, are you ready to, handle all that cash and to do that? He's like, I want to see how many lives I can change. That was his response. That is the type of CEO that drives this company. And that is somebody I can get behind 110%.
Love it. So what would you say to the folks out there in closing, the people out there that are trying to make that decision, right? They've got thoughts and they've got stories and they've got ideas and all that kind of stuff. What do you think? What do you say to those folks?
Man, there are a few times in life I can pinpoint where I made a decision and it changed everything for me. And I think back on where my friends perhaps didn't make those same decisions, and we're at very vastly different points in our lives now. And I will say this is one of those. This room that you see right here is the smallest you will ever see this room again. We are going to become a $10 billion company. We will launch from pre-IPO to full on the stock market at $10 to $20 billion. You have the opportunity to come in right now. I've done it once. I was part of a $2.9 billion buyout first. And this is tracking that same way. Do not waste this opportunity. This is it. This is that moment for you. Don't miss it.
Well, again, Craig, you're at the top of the leaderboard. You've been setting records. You've been changing lives. You're doing what JB has asked all of us to do and dig in. And you're innovating and you're holding us to a very high standard. And you're elevating your team and training and just you're elevating the entire company. Because of that, the world, planet, we thank you for that. We appreciate you and we're honored by your contributions. Thank you, sir.